5-minute salute. I'm your host, Chris Budihas. Today's segment is sponsored by the Military Affairs and Veterans Department at the City of Jacksonville. Harrison Conyers, the team, squaring away to our veterans with the benefits they earned through their military service. Talking about veterans, I got Josh Peyton here with the Veterans Golfer Association. Josh, how are you?
Good. Thanks for having me, Chris.
No, thanks for taking time. So VGA, I love it. Tell us more about this organization.
Yeah, it's pretty simple. We are a competitive golf league for veterans. Founded the organization 10 years ago with a fellow Ranger of mine, buddy of mine, Joe Cayley. And really what we serve more than 30,000 members.
Wow.
Across the nation. We host about 1,600 golf tournaments a year for veterans and their families. And, it's a great way to get out and connect with other veterans, especially if you're transitioning out of the military. It's a great way to get outdoors and meet other like-minded individuals.
That's awesome. So obviously you're a veteran. I failed to ask you. So where are you originally from and what you do in the military?
Well, like most military brats, I'm from all over. My dad was an officer in the Air Force, was an air traffic controller, moved all over the place from Louisiana to the Azores and Portugal, and then ultimately we landed in Sumter, South Carolina at Shaw Air Force Base. So
okay,
that's basically where my roots were for most of my childhood.
Yeah. And then you went in the Army, correct?
Yeah, I was an infantry officer in the Army, did 20 years. Most of that time was out of Fort Bragg, North Carolina, in the 82nd Airborne Division. Served mostly with the 505 Parachute Infantry Regiment and the 508th Parachute Infantry Regiment. 3 deployments to Iraq, 04, 07, 2011, and got out in 2015.
That's awesome, man. Thank you for your service to the nation. Obviously, you didn't do what you did. We couldn't do this here today. So with the VGA, how can folks either participate or how can folks sponsor and assist the VGA and continue to, with growth and then awareness?
Yeah, well, the organization, we're kind of comprised of mostly volunteer leaders. So we have 300 leaders that are state directors, assistant state directors, and what their job is to go out to golf courses and schedule golfing events and make those available to our members, and then also to try to get as much of a discount off of those greens fees and carts fees as they can, and pass those savings along to our members. Golf is not a cheap sport to play by any stretch of the imagination, and so we try to make it as affordable as possible for all of our members, and includes deep discounts on golf clubs and golf shoes and greens fees and things of that nature through all of our partnerships that we've put together. So it's $76 a year to be a VGA member, which is not much. And then once you become a VGA member, then you get access to, like we were talking earlier, you get access to over 1,600 golf tournaments around the country. You can play in those, you play in any tournament in any state. We have a lot of VGA members that are, flying out to Hawaii to play in events that we host at Kapalua. And while you are participating in our events, we call it the VGA Tour. So it's very similar to the PGA Tour in that you're competing against skilled individuals in different flights. We have our own handicapping system. So once you become a VGA member and you participate in 4 events, you get a VGA handicap. Then you're off to the races. So, if you're a veteran or the family member of a veteran, you love to golf, you don't have to be a great golfer. We have, we have really good golfers all the way down to, we call it the beer drinking flight. You don't have to be a great golfer to join the VGA family. But you can look us up. We're at vgagolf.org. You can also look us up on all of our social media handles. We have Facebook at VGA Golf and Instagram at VGA Golf. Go to our website, check us out, and if it's something you're interested in, we really encourage you to join the VGA family.
No, I appreciate it. Thanks for putting a plug in for spouses and then their family members. That's huge. And then you're right. That, when I was younger and probably not as well off financially as I am now, you're right. Time and money was the biggest obstacle, especially for some of our younger enlisted folks. The opportunity to get out there, play a great sport. I love the sport. I'm probably in that lower tier that you were speaking of, closer to the beer player, but it's such a clean, nice sport, and it takes a lot of talent to hit that ball and keep it in the fairway, so to speak. So, no, I appreciate you coming on. And then, so VGA, so once again, what's the URL?
It's vgagolf.org,
Okay.
and all of our social media handles are at VGA Golf. And
Okay.
you kind of talked, a little bit about, about not. You don't have to be a great golfer to enjoy the game. There's a lot of veterans out there. I think the number's right at 250,000 that are transitioning out of the military per year.
Yeah.
And as a military member, you're used to being a part of a team, right?
Yeah.
You're used to being in the right uniform at the right place at the right time, and when you transition out of the military, you lose that tribe.
Yeah.
And so I think the VGA does is it still gives you access to military roots. It gives you access to a network of people that are, like I said, like-minded, that speak the same language. And if you don't really have a game plan getting out of the military, growing your network, I think, is the biggest key for all transitioning veterans.
I agree.
You talked a little bit about LinkedIn and things of that nature. You've got to grow your network. You've got to focus on that because that's where you're going to find your next opportunity. And so the VGA is kind of a microcosm of that, where you can meet other people that might have the answers to the test for you.
Yep.
And it just happens to be out on the golf course.
Yeah, and I tell the same thing to folks, and I'm glad you're kind of reinforce that and include not just answers to tests, but the pathfinder to walk you, to that next opportunity and assist you there. So, Josh, thank you what you're doing. Number one, for your military service, and number two, what you're doing in your post-military career. VGA, we're going to highly encourage folks to take a look at our show notes, contact you guys, and if you got any questions, they either DM you directly or myself, or just go to your contact page to get those questions answered. So thank you again.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thanks for having me on, Chris.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, folks, like what you heard, please share us. VGA, it's out there. It's hot. Just make sure our veteran community knows that there's opportunity out there to play a great sport and then get that sense of community and network that they should have. So we'll see our next segment. Live with gratitude.
When they leave us for battle, we await their return. When their embrace is gone, we imagine them with us. Some don't come back. We grieve. Some come back hurting. We help. Heroes survive. We honor them. Heroes fall. We remember them. 150,000 veterans live in Jacksonville. We serve them. We're the Military Affairs and Veterans Department, City of Jacksonville. Because of them, our light never dims.